Cooper Harris. I'm the founder and the CEO of Klickly. Klickly is a customer acquisition engine, and it is invite only. We work on a purely performance-based model. We use billions of data points to pinpoint what of your products to show to whom at what time. And we work with thousands of the top D2C brands in the world to make this happen. We are backed by key people at Google, Stripe, Amazon, Warby, and Bombas. And because of this, we really have not only some good expertise on the team, but we have a deep love of D2C brands. So my e-commerce journey began probably as soon as I was old enough to buy things online. No, joking aside, I was a TV actress on sitcoms in daytime, and I spent a lot of time in my dressing room, so you can imagine I did a lot of online shopping. And now fast forward today, as a tech CEO, I actually had the idea for Klickly a couple years ago when I was reading an article online on HuffPost or something on my phone. I saw an ad pop up. It was absolutely the right product at the right time, but then I clicked on it to purchase, and it made me go through, multiple very annoying steps to try to buy. And ultimately in that moment, I was hanging out with my engineers, so I turned to them and I said, hey, could we fix this problem? Could we create a commerce engine that showed the right thing, the right person at the right time, that was statistically proven to do that really well, plus allow the consumer to buy in that moment so they could actually purchase in the ad or wherever they were. And that was the genesis for Klickly and our distributed commerce. So one lesson that I learned really early on that's both funny and hopefully helpful is one of grit and determination. So essentially what happened was, as a former actor on TV, I had a sense of people, right? And I had taught myself how to do some basic coding, but I actually had never raised money before at all. So that was a very steep learning curve. So while I was meeting with probably 50 to 100 investors to try to raise money, my poor bare bones team, we barely had any money to fund them, and much less fund the business. So I decided that in order that I could make some money and fund them, I would Airbnb my master suite in my house and essentially live with strangers so that I could make this all happen. And so basically you can imagine me being on a call with a Fortune 500 client, and then ducking off to clean a bathroom or make a bed, and then jump back on to my next call with a Fortune 500 client. And, but it worked. And so what I learned now, 3-ish years later, and being a profitable business that works with some of the coolest, amazing brands in the world, I really learned that that grit and determination and doing what needs to be done to get the job done is an absolute critical learning, and can be a funny experience, can be perhaps uncomfortable, but ultimately that is definitely one of the things that got us to where we are today. So in terms of what e-commerce will look like in the next 5-ish years, Elon Musk has already predicted we'll be on Mars in 5.5. So, maybe Mars pop-up shops. But joking aside, I think, Elon is onto something with the brain interface. So I think, Neuralink or something like it will absolutely exist maybe in the slightly farther future, but where I can just think, yes, I want to buy that in very clear terms, and my brain Siri will make it happen. But I think more, short term, I think what we'll see is a just proliferation of what we call distributed commerce. So that's a term I've coined, but it kind of means what it sounds like. Rather than seeing an item and then going back 12 to 18 navigating steps to purchase on a site, I think we'll have kind of a proliferation of the ability to buy in an ad, right? Which of course is what Klickly does, or the ability to buy directly in the email or in Insta, which you sometimes see these days, and also in video. So I think that, we as users have a much higher bar, right? Our barrier to entry to getting excited about something is a lot higher now. And I think we will, the tech community will have to meet the consumer where they're at and allow them a much more seamless, streamlined, and delightful interface for purchasing. In terms of female role models, there's so many, but some that pop to mind would certainly be Melinda Gates. She's done incredible things for women in STEM, and obviously charities and non-governmental organizations all over the world. Michelle Obama, incredibly inspirational, and also Oprah, of course. I look up to Oprah so much, and the empire she has built is just, it's incredible. But I would say closer to home, certainly like my mom and my grandma, who's one of the first female coders who worked during World War II on the code breaking project during the war. I think having both those kind of external amazing folks to look up to, and then closer to home, wonderful women in my own life has made me, I don't know, so inspired and really lucky.